He was great. He helped me with my development as a young man. I learned a lot from him, how this league runs, and he also helped me when it came to a lot of issues with collective bargaining. So we spent a lot of time talking during that time, and just being around. I always thought, he led his organizations. All his organizations were top notch, and he led by example. He put people in position to do their jobs, and he allowed them to do it. That's one of the greatest things you can have as a leader, and he possessed that.
First, I think Mr.D was, the greatest owner of all time. I think he meant so much, not just to me, but my teammates, to everybody that works here, and the whole city of Detroit. So it's a sad day. The only thing you can do right now is not just pray for him, but pray for his family. But also think that he's in a better place right now. So it's tough.
What were your first thoughts after you found? I know it was after the game last night you guys found out.
It was hard, man, because when we won the game and we heard the news, the game of basketball didn't mean anything then.
My thoughts have been just the type of man he was, and just kind of the relationship I had with him, the untold amount of talks that we had in this very room, actually. Spent a lot of time with him in this very room right here, and so and rarely did we talk about stuff that was happening with the Pistons on the court. Talked a lot about life, about how he grew up, about how I grew up, and just about trying to make something of your life more than just what people see, this type of person that you're trying to be. And so those are my thoughts just when I think about Mr. D and kind of what he meant to me and everybody around here.
We know the Detroit Pistons as one of the most successful franchises in the NBA. But in 1974, when William Davidson made his move to buy the team, he may have been the only one who thought it was a good idea.
I found out that in the 17 years that the Pistons had been in the city of Detroit, that they had never turned a profit. And I told Bill that I suggested that we back away from the deal because it was going to drain us of capital down into the immediate future. But Bill's typical reply was, come on, we talked about this all these years, so let's do it.
Fortunately for the Pistons, Bill Davidson pursued his interest in pro sports, and his unassuming management style was apparent right from the beginning.
He's so low-key and so not what you would expect. I mean, this is a fabulously successful business person who was successful enough to get an NBA team. You're expecting a big ego. You're expecting a showy, flashy kind of guy who's living out there, because that's why we buy sports teams. And he was anything but.
Though he chose to stay out of the limelight, his passion for winning was strong. In fact, he was the first owner in sports to buy a plane for his team.
He saw that we were an up-and-coming team, and he rewarded us by giving us our own plane, and tremendous respect by the players towards that move.
It was this same passion for winning that led Mr. Davidson to privately finance the construction of the Palace of Auburn Hills.
The main reason he wanted to do it, it wasn't about making money, because in those days, buildings lost tons of money, and that's why cities built them, or counties, or states. It had to be some sort of government enterprise. He did it every nickel out of his pocket, knowing he was going to lose money every year, because I want my team to play in a real arena, not in a football stadium anymore. I want them in a real arena to give them every chance to win. 3
NBA and 3 WNBA championships later, Mr. Bill Davidson was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame this past September. A well-deserved honor for a man who contributed so much to a sport and a city he loved.
A husband, a father, a friend, a businessman, a philanthropist, a visionary. Piston owner Bill Davidson was all of this and more. He understood that his team was always your team. And for 34 years, he dedicated himself to building an organization that would make you proud, both on and off the floor. His wisdom and guidance will be missed, but his commitment to all of you will live forever. Please join us now as we honor his life and his legacy with a moment of silence. Thank you.